Today is day 2. It's colder out here than it was yesterday. That might be a little bit better. Sorry. Adri can edit all that out. Got all the posts in the ground, quick created. And last night I came out with my laser and I marked the tops where the cut marks are going to be. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to each of the posts, I'll cut them off, and then I'll come back with a belt sander and I'll smooth off the tops. Adri can do the fast time lapse again. Coffee. And those noises you hear in the guineas. All right, one more. You can see it? Yeah, you can see it. Got one more to go. Peacocks. We got peacocks and guineas this morning. I got Charlie keep me company too. He's a good work dog. Oh. I'm coming. All right. Breakfast break. Hey, Jordan. So it's still day 2. We're putting the beams up on the run-in. And Adri's mom is even helping. She loves to hammer. She's hammering the post caps for the beams. And we're putting the last beam up. And then we'll fix everything, get it secure. And then we'll start meshing rafters. She loves it.
I better get edited out.
All right. Those are those are French guineas. They're good at keeping away ticks and mosquitoes because they eat all the bugs, but they are noisy. All right, so here we are back out at Adri's mom's house. And so today, sorry, I'm spinning around. Today's progress, we're putting up the center cross beam, which is going to give a little bit more structural support to the roof. It's also going to give us a support system to help when we do the rafter system. And so what I've just finished doing is Adri borrowed the flatbed truck to go pick up some more feed for the horses. And so while she's doing that, she's on the flatbed to work off of, I've put off all the rafter hangers along the beam. And so I've gotten all those up. Those are going to support the rafters. And so now I'll start building the bridge, which is what the rafters are going to nail to at the top of the front-end shed. So here we go. All right, real quick. This is not a paid sponsorship, but every time I do a building project, I like to try new techniques and try new equipment, new hardware, new materials. And so I'm incredibly impressed with this product for rafters and ridges when you're doing construction. So I'd strongly recommend it, and this is what it is. All right, so I'm building the ridge, or the run-in horse barn. So this is the first time I've used this type of hardware, and I've been incredibly impressed with it so far. So these, you can pick them up at Lowe's or Home Depot, but what they are is that instead of just doing a standard toenail for your ridge, rafter connectors, rafter hangers. And so what happens is they mount on either side of your ridge. It's 2 nails on the base, 2 nails on the side, and then 2 nails on top. And so that way, if you've cut your rafters correctly, when you're mounting your rafters, they just sit flush inside these little connectors, and then you nail them on either side. And so they line up, their 2 rafters line up. And so you only have to measure and mark one side of your rafters, and then you just match up the other rafters flush to that pattern. And that way you've got a nice, good, even, symmetrical fit. All right, day 4, drizzling a little bit. My general rule is that if it's just drizzling, I'll still work a little bit. But if it's raining, I can't work because my tools get wet. But so what we're doing first is we're putting little kicker support blocks under the 6x6s just for additional support. This is terrible filming. Then we started getting our rafters up yesterday. Got about 1/3 of them up. And so I'm gonna try to get a couple hours of work in today before the rain starts to come in this afternoon. So day 4, making good progress. Sorry, forgot to start filming this morning. So today is day 5. You can see I've got all the rafters up, and I've also got all of the, let's see if I can do this, right here. These 45-degree pieces, I've got 1 on each end and then 2 that join in the middle rafter, and those are my wind braces. Keep the rafters from swaying back and forth in the wind. So those are braced to the center beam that runs all across the run-in. And now I'm putting down the 1x12 purlins. And so that's what the sheet metal is going to attach to. I'm going to use a different technique this time, because every time I build a barn or a run-in, I always use repurposed sheet metal because it's cheaper. It also looks good. It's got that rust patina look to it. The problem with that is it's got little pinholes from all the prior roofing nails. And so I'm going to try a different technique this time. What I'm going to do is that once I've got all the wood purlins down, I'm going to put tarp over the purlins. I'm going to staple that to the purlins, and then I'm going to put the sheet metal down, so that way when it rains, the rain actually follows the tarp down into the gutter system and the rainwater collection system. All right, day 5 or day 6, I can't remember. I think it's day 5, but Adri will see when she starts to piece all the videos together. Getting over kind of a flu type chest cold, head cold. That's kind of slowed down my week a little bit. But this is where we're at today. So back at the run-in for Adri's mom, got all of the roof purlins up. And so the roof purlins run perpendicular to the sheet metal that we'll attach. And so half of the run-in is going to be enclosed, or it's going to be enclosed on 3 sides to keep the wind and the weather and the elements out, to keep the horses drier, warmer. Picked up all of the sheet metal yesterday, and so I should have enough to cover the run-in. It's another 30-degree morning. It's the first week of February, so I'm making good pace. I should have this, I'm on track to have this thing completed preferably by day 7, day 8, which would put it about 2 months working on the weekends. And that was the goal. But I'm certainly getting faster at these things, which is nice, so I can make time for other projects. So This is day 6 or day 7. This is the first real weekend where we've gotten not as productive just because of the rain and the weather. So what we're working on is I've got all the, well, I think I've got all the sheet metal cut for the roof. I've got half of the roof done. And then I've got about, well, let's do it this way. And then I've got about half of this side done. And so what I'm doing is I'm also on the back side, just to get a little bit more natural light in. There's a clear polycarbonate panel going to be here, or there is one there right now. This portion's done. And then there'll be another one right here.
I thought I took a video of the barn way before this, but I can't find it. So here we are. This barn has been in use for these little guys, for the last couple of months. It is phenomenal. I don't know where he left off. Definitely wasn't finished. I don't think it had the walls up yet. I don't even know if the roof was finished, actually. It's really, really pretty. Go around. So what we wanted was something that had stalls so we could lock them in, and they're extra large stalls. Mom's in the process of cleaning this one, which is why I'm trying not to do it. Extra large stalls because she has a very big horse. So these are huge. Those are the skylights that he was talking about. They do make a huge difference in this back part. Yeah, and then all that. And so she can also close both of these stalls up, and the horses can still get under this part, the open part, to get out of the sun or rain or whatever. It did start out originally as what was supposed to be a very simple run-in, tiny, probably a third this size or smaller, and it got this big. I think in the end it probably took him, I'm gonna say 10 days of working by himself, and only on the weekends. So that's still a couple months of work, but we're talking Saturday, Sundays only. And I would say that is pretty impressive. Cannot say this enough. He does not have the experience or background in this. He built the first one just after buying some books about how to do it and watching videos about how to do it, and then did it. And here we are. He's now built. So 1, 2, 3. We are at 4 and counting. Oh no, I guess 5 if you count my pergola. But anyways, pretty awesome.